Like last night after dinner, I was like drifting off. Like my wife's like, "What's wrong? What are you thinking about?" I want to scare Larry tomorrow in his own car.
Hey everyone, Larry Chen here. Welcome to another episode of Hoonigan Autofocus. Today we're actually focusing on my car, my actual car, Ole Orang Bang 1970 240Z. I like to talk about it in every video, but this is the first time that I actually should be talking about my car because I'm featuring my own car. I'm so excited. We're here, finally get to see the car in its finished form. I guess almost near its final form. I'm so excited. I just can't believe it's sitting here and we're here. I'm here to pick it up. I'm here to drive it, and you actually want to show me so many things about it that you've done, because as much as you guys liked the car, as much as I liked showing you guys the car, it was just a looker. It did not perform at all. There was constant issues with it. Let's start from the beginning. What was the first thing that you worked on?
Well, we met each other, we looked at your car, we checked out and saw the things that we could make better, right? And so it's got our Z car garage brakes on it, it's got our CV axles, we did a full alignment, we corner weighted and balanced your car with your weight in it, and then we worked on all those things you just talked about, right? We worked on the air conditioning system, we worked on the cooling system, and we ducted all of the air through all of our coolers instead of all over the place. We changed the oil cooler and the location of the oil cooler. And then management.
Yeah, engine management.
That was a huge game changer.
Engine management is a game changer.
What's your favorite standalone, Larry? Because I know my favorite standalone.
So tell us what your favorite standalone.
Yeah, Haltech is just an absolutely awesome, friendly customer company. Right? If your Z is always fighting you and always giving you a hard time, you're going to drive it. You're going to drive it less and less and less. But if it's friendly and it makes you warm and puts that smile on your face and you sit in your sexy Recaro and you do all of those things, then you always want to get behind the wheel.
That's one other thing that is changed on the interior, on the comfort side. I actually drove the Nasty Z.
Yeah.
The Medusa, probably one of the scariest cars I've ever driven. And it had the most comfortable seats for 240Z. I knew I needed to get those exact seats. So we went with the same Recaros and they fit perfect. The problem with a lot of race seats is that they actually hit the door and they destroy the door.
What do you think?
I'm so blown away by these seats. They're so comfortable. It's kind of amazing. Look at this. Wow. They're so good. Wow.
Yowza. Just a little touch-ups. You know, again,
wow.
New radiator.
You know, the funny thing is, I'm so blown away because, yeah, it looks, it's funny because you were telling me that you were going to paint it black and it just make it disappear. But the fact that you did it body color, I like it so much better.
Yeah, I think it looks really nice and I love, right?
I think it looks great.
I'm really proud that, you know, you've got the Nissan logo on there and we zinc plated all your hardware and your fuel rail and just kind of tried without going crazy.
this is brand new hardware?
It's your existing hardware that we take off and then we have it zinc plated. And we do it for all our restorations.
It looks brand new. It
looks really
so
nice.
good.
And it's just the small little touches, right? And again, we didn't get crazy. We just wanted to make things kind of make us feel good inside. There's nothing better than seeing a factory Nissan oil filter on any Nissan engine. Doesn't that?
How cool is that?
Doesn't the 55YOA make you feel good inside?
Wow.
Warm
I
and
haven't
fuzzy.
seen one of these in so long.
Delicious. And then there's our Spall fans.
This looks so good. It looks factory. It looks like something that came out of a factory.
Well, it just, I know that you had built all these brackets and kind of done things to get everything in there and be functional. But because there was so much gap in between all the heat exchangers, there was just really no way to get all of the airflow through all of them. And so again, by capturing everything, making it go where we want it to go with these beautiful fans and the enclosure around them, so that the entire radiator assembly, right? Now the fans pull everything through all of the heat exchangers. This thing is that you want to do work to your car, but then you don't want to redo that work 2 years later, right? And so now you should have the three-dimensional package: power, braking, suspension, cooling.
I don't even recognize this engine bay. Like this is not the same car that I dropped off. It's so wild how much you guys. It's just like the little things that make such a big difference. It makes the biggest difference. Like all of this nickel
cleaned
plating.
up and nice. Yeah, sure.
And so where is the Haltech actually mounted? Is it?
I'll show you. In the kick panel over here on the passenger side.
Even just the door alignment, the windows.
So we did our package that we do here. So listen, if you
the rubber.
Yeah. Right. So
how do you guys
we
fix
have a
that?
sound deadener that we use in the inside of the door skin, and then we seal the door with a piece of plastic, and so it's all weatherproofed. And then we put the door panel together. Your felts were missing on your door panel, so we put some new felts on them. And then we took your whole door apart. We did all of your gaskets here, the little weather strips, and then we did your felts over because the felts weren't very nice. And so we did all those over, put it all together, glued them in. And then all of your regulators were a little sticky. And so we redid your regulators so it all comes up and down super smooth. And we don't like the factory Nissan door seal. And so we actually use a German seal. And so this is really nice because it's got a lot of, look at how much squish it has. And so when you're going down the road, it's really cool with the windows up. You don't get a lot of wind noise. And the other really cool thing is the first couple of weeks, you're just gonna have to shut the door with a little attitude so that way you get it. But you hear it, right? It's like, it thuds like a German car. That's the way it's supposed to be.
Well, so you guys redid all of this,
Yeah, we did.
huh?
Yeah, and we did your hatch seals inside and out as well.
Oh, can we take a look at that?
Right, just because again, after the paint work, those weren't done to the Z-Car Garage spec, so we made them that way. I think you might be locked here. Nope. Yeah, so we did all your weather strips, right? Because you want all that stuff
this
done.
is, oh my God.
Yeah, that's all new.
This is incredible.
Oh, thanks. Yeah,
and
it came out
this,
super, super nice.
you redid all of this
Yeah,
stuff.
that's plated. Yeah, all that stuff plated up here. Yep.
I can't believe it. I've never seen it all together, because usually what happens is it goes like this. It just like droops down.
Yeah. And the other part of it too, right? Like I had these and we stuck those on, and then, you have a Series 1 car, and so I actually take and we epoxy these up. And so we fill those holes so that way you don't suck in exhaust fumes.
On top of that, you guys actually had to get the wheels refinished.
Correct.
So we actually had to send it back to Matt at Love 20B.
And I got to tell you, I ranted last time you and I hung out. He's one of the guys. He's one of the guys that makes this industry so bitchin' because he cares. I was like, hey, I'm in the middle of Larry's car. I'm right here at the end, and the wheel offset. I don't like it enough to set the car where I want to set it. And he's like, I'm on it. And I sent them down to him, and he reacted quickly and got us some barrels. And again, he's just really fun to work with. His communication skills and his passion.
I would drive. Anytime I hit a small bump, it was rubbing. And on top of that, my camber was maxed out front and rear.
Right. And that's the thing. You have KW suspension. You've got, great brakes. You've got all these things. You got to be able to throw the car around. And if your car doesn't have good wheel fitment, well, then you can't.
Yeah, because so I put these AO52s on from Yokohama.
You're going to see when we drive the car, it's transformation. Like if we teleport back a year ago and we drive this car on the block, and then we got out of the time machine, went back to here, 2 different cars. Pretty excited.
One of the big thing, really the biggest thing, and we'll get it up on the lift and we'll show you guys the brakes. But the biggest thing that I had an issue with was the fact that I just couldn't stop. I couldn't stop. I had Nissan Maxima rear brakes, and I had Toyota
fronts, right?
Toyota 4x4
Right, sure.
brakes that were meant for a pickup truck, you know?
Well, and again, it's just a hodgepodge when there's no brake math to it. Some cars probably get away with a little this, a little that, but it's just, again, now you've got confidence-inspiring brakes. And when you have a car that's this powerful and looks this good, you got to have it, right? Good wheel fitment, bitchin' suspension, brakes, cooling system. Your air conditioning is really cool.
Let's do this now.
All right, let me get them to move the 510 and we'll do
Okay.
it. All right.
We got the car on the lift. That way we can get a little bit closer, detailed look at some of the brake components and some of the other things that you guys did to the 240Z. To Ole Orang Bang. Let's see. So what am I looking at back here? We got the KW suspension that was already installed when we dropped it off here.
Correct.
But this is all new.
Correct. Yeah, that's
Rotors are new.
garage, right?
This is new.
Parking brake assembly that works with the factory cables. And then you look through here and you can see your Z-Car Garage CV axles.
Whoa.
And that is a bolt-in solution for the back of your car. So if a stock half shaft will bolt into your car, so will these CVs.
Before, what I had on here were 911 axles. And unfortunately, right before I brought it to you, I was driving on the freeway and all of my bolts backed out because it wasn't safety wired properly.
Sure. But the other part of it was adapted, right? And that's exactly why we did what we did, is that we're just using the factory hardware on the inside, right? So there's no companion flange, there's no anything. It's just a bolt-in solution. So you're using your factory Nissan hardware on this side and then hardware that we actually give to you when you buy our CVs. So nothing can back out. There are no issues. And again, we have over 120 of these out in the world, from anything from your car, James Stevens, Nasty Z, the Medusa, just, you know, any car that we're doing builds on, we're using our CVs.
And then this is something that you guys are probably going to start doing with KW.
Yeah, we did, right? So that was the thing, right? KW made a few of these kits, one for your car, one for my car, and then we're going to private label that. And so Z-Car Garage is going to have the exclusive on the KW coil-over systems for the S30s.
That's really big. That's
pretty huge.
That's big news. I mean, because part of it is that for street cars, in terms of KW, they dominate the Porsche market, the BMW market, a lot of European cars. First thing they do is get KW suspension. But in terms of Japanese cars, and especially old Japanese cars, it's not so well known.
That's right.
But the point is that they're a modern company that's making suspension components from raw materials.
Absolutely.
Today.
Right. Well,
for these cars.
and with engineering, right? They didn't just guess, right? They got a car in, they did all the testing with it, and then we took it a step further and put it onto our cars and gave feedback. And now, again, we're going to feel confident enough to put our name on it too. And so we're really pumped about it. So again, we've got a coilover solution, we've got a CV solution, and then our brakes, right? And that segues into one of the things that I'm most proud of in our products is the Z-Car Garage.
Yeah, tell
big
me
brake kit.
about these brakes, because what's weird or what's interesting about these brakes versus a lot of other kits for the Z or for similar applications is the fact that you don't actually have to change the master cylinder.
That is correct. Again, and that's all Stoptech's fault, not mine, right? It's just the brake system is engineered around this car.
Did you guys have a chance to tune this or do any corner balancing on it?
We did, yeah. We corner balanced your car. We put your weight in it, and again, the setup in your car is brilliant. I think you're really going to enjoy it.
How much does this car weigh?
I don't have the exact number, but pause for a second, and I'll go get it on my phone. Yeah, because I kept it.
Okay.
Look at your car. The cross weight's 50.
Whoa.
Yeah, 2491 with your weight in it.
Interesting. So yeah, and then the left front is just a little heavier because you put my weight in it. So 2491.
You weigh 160 pounds, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I measured with, 165. Yeah. Pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
Setting off car alarms already.
Oh man.
This is my car. I can't believe we're in my car.
Man, it's pretty cool.
I just can't believe it.
I can't believe it either.
This journey together, as much as that sounds weird.
Yeah, I love it. How about this? Cold drivability, we're driving around.
Whoa. It handles so much better. Whoa. It handles.
It doesn't hurt.
Dude, that sounds healthy.
I think I made 245 on my dyno, like 245, and we'll look at the graph, and then not a lot of torque, and you could totally see that the engine wasn't very happy, and so then we pulled it apart, and you'll see the results after. But again, too, we also tuned it for a lot of safety, just to make it nice, but it's got plenty of power.
Whoa! What? No way! How's it like this? Oh, cop. You're insane.
You feel the brakes?
Yeah.
Look at the temp gauge.
180.
You see it come back down to idle?
Yeah.
You hear the fans? The glorious fans. Now we're back to chill mode and look at our temp gauge.
Yeah, it even went down.
Yeah.
Holy drives
That's
nice
so
and
cool.
straight.
Yeah.
Too. Jeez. Oh my god, it corners so hard. I wasn't ready for this. I wasn't. I didn't think it was gonna be like this. My smile, like I just can't, my jaw.
Well, again, I can keep driving it all day. Is this them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Not for us. Good stuff. I can keep driving like that all day, but it'd be a whole lot cooler to sit shotgun while you enjoy your car. And again, I love how drivable it is, right? I'm in second gear, right? Low RPM, pulling up to a light, and it's just awesome. And then now you can hear our fans are on again. How cool is this? We're in your Z.
We are in my car.
And then look at this. Oh, look at this. Oh, just watch my foot. And hold on a second.
stopping.
Hold on a second.
It doesn't roll away.
Yeah, look at this.
It doesn't overheat.
Temperature control. Hold on a sec. Hot-blooded. Check Larry Z and C.
I'm blown away. I don't know. I don't really know how to feel, what to feel. I don't know what I'm feeling. I don't know what I'm feeling.
We'll be back, kids.
Jeez. That freeway pull, though. Wow.
Yowza.
Oh, also, another thing,
Yes, sir.
this is so much more comfortable. Problem with the other seats I had,
Yeah.
they were too low. Yeah. Thud.
Oh, yeah. Good stuff, huh? Oh, man, these are nice, huh?
I can't believe it. This is my car.
It is. And again, you're feeling everything for the first time. So, you know, squeeze onto the brake, squeeze onto the throttle, and just enjoy.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
I know.
No way.
I know, it's so cool.
No way.
Listen,
It stops.
I know, it's ridiculous.
I'm not. It's gonna
It's
take a
ridiculous.
while for
I
me
know.
to get used to that.
It's ridiculous. That's what it is. As we say in
Should I
the
make a
business,
U-turn
in
and
the
then-
business, no. Hit it!
Oh my
Go here
god.
to the right. We'll get on the highway.
Wow.
All right, bring that
So,
beat
and the
back.
red line is set up.
Yep, sure is. Hit me.
Whoa, it makes so much traction now. It used to spin out so easily in first gear, probably because I had this much contact patch.
Correct. You saw me go through this corner. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, it's got great traction. And it just feel how good it feels. Just
It even
everything in your hand. It's got torque. Yeah.
It even just sounds different.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
everything. It stops so good. No way.
Yes, sir.
Jeez. It's like I've always dreamed of having a car like this. No way.
Like, feel how good that feels. Like, just, you know.
Plus the KWs, I feel like
yeah.
when we put them on initially,
Yes.
oh, and it doesn't die when I let it off.
Oh.
When I put on the KWs initially, it's not tuned or anything. It's not set up, right? So you have to actually tune them and set them up for it to be loaded correctly, for dampening correctly, all of that.
yeah.
So now all of it is set up correctly.
Yes.
I remember when I first put it on, I was like, wow, I can't believe how harsh these coilovers are, but now it's actually not that bad.
No,
it's great
really
for
nice.
a street car.
Absolutely. And again, just feel the whole thing like that. Again, you know, you haven't been in your car in a year and it's completely different. And like, look at this drivability. Like, we're on a full standalone ECU.
And on top of that, no crazy fume smell.
None.
Like it's not coming into the car, it's all shooting to the back.
Yes, sir. How about that? Get it?
Just that sound.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like set up correctly now.
Throw that thing down in a second. Let's hear it for the boy. Jam it, jam it, jam it.
Wow. 85. Like that.
Yes, sir. How about it?
I mean, 55.
55, yes. Two professionals on a closed course that happens to be 101.
Just crazy.
Yes.
It's like usable power.
Yes.
And it's still, honestly, I drove your 510. I love your 510. It's a great car, but that scares the shit out of me. This I can drive.
Yes.
And I can floor it without being scared. My pits don't get sweaty like driving your 510.
Hit it! Get some! And then the turn-in is so nice.
It's
And
so
get your
good.
foot in it. Yeah.
so good.
Oh, God.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's something that I've never experienced before.
Well, again,
This is,
happy to be a part.
you know, I love James's car. Oh, and it's not overheating.
No.
I
I'm
love.
gonna take it up a
Oh
notch.
yeah, let's put on the AC.
I'm gonna take it up a notch, y'all.
Wow.
Take it up a notch. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Blows cold,
Sure does.
even though we've been flooring it all over the place.
Yeah. Well, let's just drive around with the AC on for a minute, right?
Oh, and the windows roll
Oh,
up.
yeah.
I don't have to push it.
No.
Jeez. This is a proper modernized sports car now.
Absolutely.
Should I do the loop again?
You damn right. Like, I would like you to full throttle it. I mean, with the Haltech, it's going to shut the AC off for us automatically. When
Really?
we want. Yes, sir. Hit me.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That is just crazy. It's not even fair. It's like so, it just goes.
51-year-old Datsun, two guys, and I need you to go back to the shop now because I need my jacket. I'm cold. I'm cold in here right now. I'm chilly.
It's so crazy to me how it just plants and goes. I'm not even used to that at all. Like before, even with 240, you said it dynoed at 245.
Yeah. We'll look at the dynos when we get back now that you've driven it.
Yeah, when it was driving at 245,
Yeah.
it was still hard to put down the power. In second gear, it was like on the edge
Right.
of being able to keep the traction.
Yeah. Well, again, you're using this much of the tire, right?
Yeah. The drivability, the brakes are just so good.
I know. And it's funny, like, you cannot describe that without touching that pedal. Right?
I mean,
a paragraph does not do that brake pedal
the
justice.
thing is, it doesn't feel like a modern brake system. What it feels like it still feels like very manual.
Yeah.
And it feels very visceral versus a spongy modern one.
Right.
Where there's a very linear stopping power. This is like, as soon as I let the weight of my foot rest on it, it stops the car.
It's nice. And the deeper you go, the better they get.
Yeah.
And again, it hasn't done anything odd, right? It hasn't done anything out of character that's made you not want to toss this car around. And that, that's what we're going for, right? It's like, who wants to do all this stuff to their car if you can't enjoy it and get the most out of it?
Yeah.
Watch out for the humans. Oh, emergency stop, no problem.
Yeah.
Z-Car Garage, brakes.
Crazy. I just can't even.
You want me to drive
Yeah,
this?
he wants you to drive it.
All right.
Okay, we've driven the car. You've been sending me updates, the expectations. I knew it was gonna be something great. I didn't think it was gonna be like that. It's a completely different car that actually works. It gives me the confidence to drive this thing, and I could drive it far.
That's what we want. That's why we do all this.
Versus before, I would only drive like a certain area near my house, because I knew if I needed to get a tow, I could get it towed back.
So then you're going against the whole philosophy of Datsun, right? Because Datsuns are driven, and that's the thing where your car now should be able to do whatever you want it to do. That was really cool that you got into it after being out of it for a year, and you guys just went back to work. Just two friends, just getting to know each other again.
So what's the dyno chart look like?
Yeah, so your car, and again, I'll send you one, but your car came in making 244 to the wheels and 223 foot-pounds of torque. And so again, I wasn't trying for max power, I was using usable power. And so now you're making 295, 277. But if you take a look at it, it's the area under the curve that's so amazing. It's that before, your car's wastegate was actually misadjusted. So your car would never make full boost until way late. And so if you take a look at this wall of torque, that's all because the wastegate is adjusted properly. And that's why it feels so, again, when you like, wow, it's so responsive, everything there. Well, now it's all set up correct. I'm stoked. Again, I'm happy that you're pleased, but I love when a car that's modified comes here and we get to put our touch on it. Because that's the cool part, right? It's like we just drove around, cruising, short shifting, right? Dudes walking down the street, giving us the thumbs up, right? And then, good stuff. I love making turbo noises.
Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for just putting your touch on this thing and making it an actual drivable car. I'm going to drive this a lot.
You better.
With that, the engine that I have in it now is a SR20 red top from a S13. It's a 2-liter, 4-cylinder. It does have forged pistons, and it is a built bottom end. This was actually used in Formula Drift, and I actually got it out of a wrecked car. So this did dyno at 300 horsepower to the wheels and 277 foot-pounds of torque on Z-Car Garage's Dyno Jet, and that is running on pump fuel. For the ECU, we are running the Haltech Elite 1000, and that's mounted right here near the passenger footwell. This does come with the plug-and-play adapter harness, which is specifically for the SR20DET. Before we put the Haltech in it, we actually had another standalone ECU that was more catered to the racetrack. But as soon as we used it for a street car, it just did not work. It wouldn't idle when it was cold, so there was no sort of cold start program. It was impossible to drive on the street. You couldn't just start it and go on the street. It would constantly die at stop signs, at red lights, whatever. Now with the Haltech Elite 1000, it's so amazing. It's so much easier. It cranks up right away, and there's like a good cold start program, so it keeps the idle up. It doesn't die when you come to a stop. It runs like a top, exactly how it should. Just like from the factory. It's so nice to drive now. It is running a Garrett GT28 Turbo. For the rear end, I'm running a R180 actually off of a 2005 Subaru STI. It's pretty much a direct bolt-on. We are running Z-Car Garage axles. For the suspension, I'm running KW coilovers. They have an awesome setup where you essentially send them your cores and they turn them into KW V3 coilovers. The brakes are amazing. They are actually developed by Stoptech Engineering here in Southern California for Z-Car Garage. They stop so good. I've had every single type of brake system, I feel like, for this car. The wheels are actually really special. They're Southern Ways Epsilons. They are 15x8, and the guys at Love 20B, Matt, is amazing. He actually built these wheels for me custom. The barrels are brand new, and it just fits so nice. It sits amazing. The tires, I'm running Yokohama Advan AO52s. These are super sticky. And honestly, these are pretty much the craziest street tires you can run on any car. The guys at Z-Car Garage really went out of their way with the cooling system. So they installed a brand new Mishimoto radiator, and they made all of this ducting to essentially force the air through the front, through every single cooler. This actually does have air conditioning. It has a vintage air system, as I will show you guys in here. It has a vintage air system. It has a sound system because it is a street car. This is my car. This is my identity. This is my life. And now, after all this time, it's finally in a state that I'm happy with. It's fully restored. I just short shift and I row through the gears, and driving around town, it is honestly the best. It's so much fun and it looks amazing, and I feel like $1,000,000 every time I drive this thing.